potentially one of a number of different schizos. I feel like we don't talk enough about the fact that Chud Logic did straight up blackface as a bit. You'll find the most bigotry of all coming out of this community right here.
He has been going after DK and Chud Logic and using boots as a way to do that.
If anything, I'm an enemy to minorities. You know, I guess in that situation, anything goes, and if it somehow harms DK, then it's acceptable to do. I think President Sunday is an autist who gets super obsessed with people and makes kind of like endless, pointless drama and shit with them. He wasn't happy with this thumbnail. Can you see why? The other reason I think I want to watch this too is because you're almost out of bridges to burn. She used the image that came about off the back of my drama with him. They're trying to steal your thunder. I don't think they're trying to steal my thunder. I mean, I just think, you know, there's a certain way to structure stuff, and this looks good. It makes it. I mean, I saw it. I was like, oh, that looks pretty funny. Anyway, let's see what's going on.
Could this just be like a miscommunication, maybe?
Of course you can. I just don't think that's the most reasonable inference.
Holly's in the chat. Would you mind if I brought her into this conversation?
I would a little bit. I'm not really prepared to deal with her at this moment.
President Sunday came in trying to be like President and save the day.
So President Sunday did leak one of my friend's DMs, and I didn't like that.
Because he's so fragile. You know, he's got the white guy fragility thing going on.
Okay, so yeah, explain to me what's going on here, because I'm mucho confused.
What part's confusing you, or just the whole thing?
So, from what I can tell, this all started with that Kaya person tweeting out that there was, you know, server full of 300 people.
There's a Discord server with over 300 members abusing Twitch's reporting system to report liberal streamers. Very good times. So, what I've heard on the grapevine about this, obviously I hear things, okay? And what I've heard is that this person here, this Kaya person, apparently is potentially one of a number of different schizos that kind of perpetuate around the Discord communities, you know? And yeah, they basically like are in this Discord and that Discord, and they speak to this group and they speak to that group, and they try and play these weird little kind of gay games off each other and shit like that, like gay op shit. And I've heard that this person apparently could be a number of one of these schizos, or it could just be some other random person who the fuck knows they are. The problem with a lot of these political communities is people assume that there's a lot more to it than there actually is. And you end up with these people who put it upon themselves to like do these sort of weird, sketchy, kind of spy-like things, and they need to take it all super seriously. And this Discord is at war with this Discord and all this stuff, you know?
And that they were going to use these 300 people to mass report a list of streamers. James went, you know, Nancy Drew on the case, and went to investigate who this could be.
Ellen is somebody who doesn't have a lawyer. That's who Ellen is. Ellen is a dumb cunt with no lawyer.
So I heard about this. So from what I understand, apparently James kind of took a pretty, well, kind of, he did take a pretty big L on this, because there was this person called Ellen Degenerate. I don't know if you know who Ellen Degenerate is, but Ellen Degenerate is someone who is kind of around these spaces. They're kind of from Vosh's community, I think. And they have been accused of like getting Sonsol banned. I don't know how much legitimacy that has. However, there was basically a screenshot shared that James thought were legitimate of Ellen Degenerate, and was accusing this Ellen Degenerate person of like being part of this community. But then apparently, it turned out that apparently, yes, the Ellen Degenerate person that was going to fight has. But then it turned out that the person whose screenshots have been shared was Ellen, spelt with a 3, and it wasn't actually Ellen Degenerate that had done this. So James sort of jumped the gun in terms of talking about it being this Ellen Degenerate person. Ellen Degenerate then came on the stream and said, well, that isn't me, you've got it wrong. And yeah, it kind of was a bad look for James, basically.
Ellen, you should have spent your time getting a lawyer instead of tweeting, that Ross Publica is a pedophile. Oh, there it is. Hey, what's up, Ellen?
And through the power of deduction, James decided that it was Ellen, and he said in his conversation with you that he and Polly thought it was Ellen. Is that what I got? Did I get that correctly?
Polly was acting as if she thought it was Ellen. Polly was apparently involved in the process even before they sent out the initial messages.
Yeah, so apparently this is now 5 steps around. I think the other person who got it is Polly.
And as far as I can ascertain, she did not object.
I mean, listen. To be honest with you, one of the reasons I didn't really touch this either is trying to figure all this out is fucking like impossible. Like it's not impossible, but it's like, you know. So this person, there's all this gay op shit happening behind the scenes. You don't really know what's going on. You got to look into it. And the thing is, it gets to the point where it's like, is it really worth going into all the effort to deduct exactly what's going on? For what? When most people probably don't even give a shit. Like, most people don't give a shit about this drama. Do you know what I mean? It's one of those situations where it's like, you know, this is very niche stuff. This is very niche stuff that people... And mainly the reason people are interested in it is, I think, because it's come about at a time when there's a bit of a drought of content happening, or certainly last week when this was going on, there was. So, yeah. I just think it's one of those situations where it's kind of difficult to figure out exactly what's going on. That some of the fundamental people that are involved could be dishonest. And yeah, it's just a bit of a niche drama, I think.
To being
my Discord was loving it though
until that became an inconvenience later on. So that's my inference at this juncture. There's no way to prove any of this. This would have all been done in private conversations between whoever was involved in this.
But James was the one who claimed that Polly and him made
James
that
was the one
decision.
who claimed that, and when I contacted Polly before I went on stream with James, she was like really resisting the idea that it wasn't Ellen. She was giving, when I like bring this up, it's like, hey, I don't think this is Ellen. I don't think the evidence bears this out. Her response was to give me explanations of why it is plausible that it is Ellen. So like the discrepancies between the attitude of Kaya to the transgenocide idea versus Ellen, who of course is very much in favor of describing what's going on as a transgenocide. That is explained away by there being 2 different people managing the account. And then farther down, she insists, no, it must be a trans community that's doing it. It was weird. And then she became extraordinarily incensed afterwards because I was loud with James.
Could this just be like a miscommunication? Maybe that like, maybe it looked like she was saying it was definitely Ellen, but what she was saying is like, oh, it could be this
I need to get
person.
something to eat.
It could be this type of person instead, or something like that.
Of course it can. I just don't think
Okay.
that's I just don't think that's the most reasonable inference, though. It is an inference, like it's always going to be one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm the problem I'm looking at here is I'm combining that with she's the only one taking offense to this. She's defending the reasoning process afterwards. She cuts when she covers my interaction with James. She actually closes it off early in a huff, like she's really offended by this. And then afterwards, she goes off. Like just flatly misrepresenting the contents of other DMs that are not pertinent to this.
Oh, I see Polly's in the chat. Would you mind if I brought her into this conversation?
I would a little bit. I'm not really prepared to deal with her at this moment. And I've already spent like a fair bit of time dealing with this. I'm not going to be offended if you bring her on after me. But I really don't have a ton of time. I have somebody else waiting.
I do with media.
I just wanted to help clear up any confusions that you might be having, because I don't know if this was the case on your end, but the audio is very choppy, so I would have had trouble following that myself.
Okay, yeah, I'm just kind of catching up to drama over the past few days. So what I'm getting is that Polly says that, you know, she never was saying that. James, for some reason, thinks that she was saying that. You, for some reason, think that she was saying that. And she is saying, no, I wasn't saying that. Which
there are very specific reasons for why I am saying that.
Oh, hey, Creeman. I just thought I'd watch it because Stardust did a video where she spoke to President Sunday, so I'm just dipping my toe in. Honestly, listening to it all, I'm just like, yeah, I'm glad I didn't actually cover this, because it just sounds like an absolute fucking fiasco that you'd probably have to spend a day or two actually unpicking. What is this drama? Some allegation of like I don't fucking know, man. Listen. Right, Creeman, I'm not alone, am I? It's difficult to know what actually happened and what went down. All I know is that James made... I mean, all I know is Polly, people, and President Sunday are warring over some shit. The last thing I saw was President Sunday complaining that Polly had spoken about him a lot, which is like, look in a fucking mirror, buddy. Like, you're the biggest autist on this matter ever. But yeah. Anyway.
So the inference that I'm making is based off the fact, again, that James initially points to her in particular. Nobody else, just her.
Okay.
This is how they got the list of victims. This is the person you talk to for an explanation of the process. Polly has no objection to this. Polly defends the conclusion as well as...
It's all related to the Overlord, Cly, MF Endless, Jason Society, F-Bombs for You, James from the Internet, about 5 other people. Speaking of MF Endless, I didn't actually see this myself because I've got it set up. So unless I follow you, I don't see notifications from you. I feel like we don't talk enough about the fact that Chud Logic did straight up blackface as a bit. And then it's got this very flattering picture of me and this. And then they atted me. I didn't see this because I don't follow them. Irrational Chad. What was the motivation behind the Abel Noir arc, if you don't mind my asking? Well, that's the wonderful thing about art. That's the really fantastic thing about the art that I engage in, is it's up to you, the viewer, to interpret the art however you want. So if you want to interpret it as I'm a racist, then you are more than welcome to interpret it that way. And that's fine. Okay? So, there we go. I'll leave that to you. Anyway, that's one, because I think the F-Bombs did a stream about my coverage of Endless's beef with Rhizome, and then that, I think, led him to tweet that out for some reason. But yeah, there we go. I'll be the racist you need me to be. I'll be the villain you need me to be, okay?
Was the process in the subsequent stream that she did. She takes extraordinary offense at my being dismissive of that process and James, and then is extremely duplicitous in the following streams where she is attacking me. So that's more or less where I'm coming from on this. I'm not wedded to the idea that Polly is directly responsible for this, but I think that's the most reasonable explanation, and I think her conduct around this has been just ridiculous.
You know, I think probably the best person to clear up this misunderstanding would probably be James, honestly. If we could get like the 3 of you guys into a call, then James would...
I understand how attractive that would be. There's a couple of problems associated with that. First of all, James is going in for surgery over the weekend, so he's going to be indisposed for a little while. That's the major one. Secondly, maybe you have a different relationship with James than I do. My only experience of him was him pushing back in what I read to be a pretty dishonest and obtuse way when he was already attacking somebody on like bad evidence for a considerable length of time. I don't personally see much to be gained by a conversation with people that I already consider to be dishonest. Like I wouldn't like encourage you not to talk to them. I just don't think that my being in interaction with them would add anything.
Okay. So I guess, are you satisfied with everything that you've explained to me just now?
I'd say more or less. If you have any further questions, feel free to reach out. I will be indisposed for the next day or so, but just DM me.
Okay, sure, yeah. Chad, if you have any questions, let me know.
Really? What does he say in the video? What is the video? All I could see was me talking.
And then I'll bring Polly in then next to explain her side of this story. So
Take care.
yeah, thanks President Sunday for joining. Polly, feel free to join the Discord and just join lobby if you'd like to explain your side of the story as well, because again, I'm just catching up to this drama.
Am I gonna get stabbed?
And from what I can tell is this Kaya person tweeted out, people think it's an alt, and James went a full-on Nancy Drew Sherlock Holmes trying to figure out who it was, and then James said it was Ellen. And he said, through the power of deduction, I've determined it's Ellen.
Avenge me.
And then And he also said, he implied that Polly was
Well, I need to get something to eat
also
anyway.
in
I'll
on
be back
it.
in a sec.
And President Sunday said, no, it's not. And then James was like, oh, crap, it's not. And then Polly was like, what are you talking about? I never said it was Ellen. That's what I got. But, and I can't confirm anything because I don't have DMs between people. I can't say who is and who isn't, right? So I'll pull Polly in now.
Thank you for pulling me on.
Yeah, of course.
President Sunday is a liar. He should know better. I covered this on stream supposedly with him watching today. I guess he didn't pay attention to what I was saying. So here's the deal. I keep saying over and over again, you can't hear it because he's talking over me during this entire time. Immensely frustrating to talk to that guy. I'll tell you fucking what. You and I have something in common. We're both victims of a deplatforming campaign that could, if it were successful, I have no doubt you're in the same position where I am, probably even more so. Whereas if you got deplatformed, you will lose a significant, maybe all of your fucking income, right? Very scary, very fucking scary, very upsetting. President Sunday, James wanted to find out what happened. He was wrong. He came to a conclusion on his, well, I don't know who he had involved with the investigation. Came to the wrong conclusion, right?
Yeah.
President Sunday says James says that I was involved in that. But what he's doing is he's misinterpreting something that James is saying. James suggested that the process to identify the bad doer was as follows. Was one, there was a list of targets compiled. And the list of targets compiled, I didn't take part in, right? But I do know, I did approve of the thinking, right? Because you could do the same thing, right? It was that account, like it targeted literally you, me, and, a bunch of other people, right? So like...
Yeah, he's obsessed. He's literally fucking obsessed with me.
Me agreeing with that, and fully understanding how that list came to be because it was all targeted by that one account. That's the thing that James was referring to. And President Sunday, I cleared that up today. He supposedly watched it and still continues to fucking lie. The second list was the suspect list, which I didn't even know existed. I only found out that this expose was happening 5 seconds before Sunday did. And yet he's acting like somehow it was in on the whole thing. Here's how this thing came to a head. So President Sunday came in, trying to be like President fucking save the day. Like he wants to be a white knight. He wants to come in, be on the side of right, yell and scream, and be a big savior boy, right? Big tough guy. So he shows up. He gets on stream with James. James says, "Oh look, Ellen is in the chat, wants to talk." Sunday doesn't go anywhere. He just wants to have his 5 minutes of fame.
TV dinner
for being wrong.
Wait.
And so he does that.
Why is he doing
that? He gets
that?
off stream. James and Ellen talk. James immediately recognizes he's wrong, is super sorry, super apologetic. Ellen is, to his fucking infinite credit, very, very gracious, has been super gracious since then. James is doing what he can to sort of give him some clout or whatever. And I talked to him before and after. It's a pretty open and shut, fuck up, right? But James is a stand-up guy. He's gonna do what he can.
What game is this that Stardust is playing? Is this some sort of Warhammer game or some shit? Is that what it is?
To make it right, and he probably feels bad even right now.
Am I back?
He's not gonna get over it for a while. So fuck this guy coming in here now. So here's what happened after that. So he put out a YouTube video. He put that the Encyclopedia Brown YouTube video. I put a comment in the fucking YouTube comments saying I'm disappointed in Sunday here. It felt like he was being intrusive or something like that. President Sunday goes fucking nuts, dude. he writes a crazy response. And then GMs me directly and saying, are we going to do this? And you know me. If you say, are you going to do this? I'm like, is there something you're asking to do? What do you mean by that? And so I answer the YouTube. He makes him. He makes wrong allegations that he's continuing to repeat right now on the YouTube. So I'm defending myself in YouTube comments. As part of the fucking deplatforming campaign, I'm not on Twitter right now. Maybe tomorrow or the next. I don't remember. But so they successfully got me off of Twitter. They're still working on Twitch. Hopefully neither of us gets fucking deplatformed from these freaks.
Wait, back in a sec.
But so he said something, to the effect that, well, if you're not going to, resolve our issues privately and are going to say something publicly, then he said something like, I can't control what's going to happen on my end. But you do what you want. I'm like, wait a second, what? That sounds menacing, dude. And then he took offense to that, said I was menacing. And then, at the end of the day, he broke contact, President Run Day, and then put out a fucking PSA. He put out a fucking PSA.
I need to read this.
A notice to his community that Polly is unsafe.
What?
I know. Yeah. What a fucking piece of shit, dude. He's been fucking defaming me, and it's It is for the fucking worst reason. It's because he's so fragile. You know, he's got the fucking white guy fragility thing going on. He can't accept any criticism. The most minor criticism, he goes on full attack. It's fucking nuts, dude. I hate him.
Yeah.
I'll be
I
back in
hate him
literally
so
one
much.
sec.
So what it looks like to me is that he probably was right about, he was right about being critical of James and I don't think you even deny that, that he was right about, being critical of James for saying that it was Ellen without enough evidence, but maybe he was a bit too abrasive. And then for whatever reason, he took what James said and has attributed that to you, has attributed you as like a conspirator or something like that.
Yeah, well, he
and hasn't dropped
misinterpreted
that.
something. Yeah, right. He hasn't dropped it, even though I spent like, a large time in my stream today that he was in the chat saying, I'm watching it, trying to explain why he misinterpreted it and debunk his fucking claims. He supposedly watched it and then left when it was over, and he now it's bad faith, right? At this point, like I have tried to, meet him where he's at, try to show him why he's wrong. And he's still saying, like, notice he's not saying anymore, Polly's a liar. He's like, well, the best reading of all the evidence is that I think she's lying. Fuck you, dude. Like, get the fuck out of here. Just admit you're wrong. Say you're sorry, and we can move on, right? But he's not willing to do that. For the same reason why
I agree with you. I do want to be fair to him, and I did ask him, like, do you think it's possible that this could just be like miscommunication between you and Polly, and that maybe you're misattributing things to her? And he said, it's possible, but I'm more likely to believe that she's lying, which I don't know why he would believe that.
Yeah, well, right. Well, the reason is he's unwilling to accept criticism, which is why I ended up saying, look, this guy's not an ally, right? Like, yes, he's mad at only me. But if you say, hey, look, Paul, you put a mild YouTube critique in the fucking YouTube comments, and I'm going to go hog wild on you, and then blame, like he's like, his attacks on me start to make no sense, right? Because he just throws shit at the wall. Like, he like mischaracterized what our DMs were like, and then so I released the DMs to just clear things up, and he's like,
I mean, listen, I don't know who to really side with on this. I don't really care. I'm just watching it because, well, why the hell not? But like, this is true. This is something that I've experienced with President Sunday, is he will mischaracterize your interactions and your DMs in a certain way. So I think she leaked all their conversation. I saw that she was sat there on stream and basically had all of President Sunday's logs up. And I was just like, what's going on here? And I tried to read through the logs and I was just like, I don't even understand what this is about. Why are they arguing? I don't even know.
Polly, how dare you release the DMs? That's a bad look. I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? You raised it. I'm just like, fuck you, dude. Like, I fucking hate President Sunday. Like you and I have had, conflict before, but like, I don't think you're lying about shit, right? Like at least he's like next level shit, right?
Yeah. Like all I can really say about Sunday is that I'm very entertained watching like the things that he does. Like that's the one of the nicer ways to put it.
Well, that's fine. You're like it's a shit show. So like I don't mind people watching the shit show between me and President Sunday, because I don't think he looks all that good. But I mean he looks like a misogynistic prick if you're going to ask me, and he gives himself all kinds of excuses to just talk over me. And that's fine. I just don't want any misinformation out there. I don't want like people to fucking, believe facts that aren't true about me because some dumb fuck says it. Some fucking idiot says it in a monotone voice.
Well, honestly, like I think I'm not super connected to all this drama, but I don't think the average person is really thinking too much about this interaction with James and Ellen. And at the most, people will remember it for like 2 or 3 days, but generally people forget after 2 or 3 days. I guess more what I
think the thing is with this drama is like, it was a bit of a flash in the pan, because I even tweeted about it, in the kind of like, what's all this about then? Because I'd seen that tweet from James, saying this person is like trying to get you banned and shit. But I've heard on the grapevine that there is some sort of like weird effort that some people are making to like fuck with people's accounts by like getting them banned and shit. But I don't know enough about it to really make claims about who it is or isn't or anything like that. But yeah, there's definitely some weird shit going on. And I'm a very suspicious person. Anyway, listen, I'm nearly done
thinking
eating.
About is this Kaya person? So I think this Kaya person, and what's been speculated is it's most likely like a troll that's trying to pit a bunch of streamers against each other.
Well, okay. okay, so there's no way to tell, of course, you know.
Yeah.
And I doubt anybody would ever like turn up, you know, the real like definitive evidence. But like the one thing that stood out to me is like literally anytime anybody wants to criticize me because they don't like me, there's transphobia. Like it's the go-to with me at all. And like all of the attacks on me on Twitter were like kind of pointed, but none were transphobic. And I'm like, oh fuck, this is a leftist trans community that's coming after liberals, right? But they don't like me for some reason. I'm sort of the odd one out on the target list, right? Because I'm like by all respects like a puritanical like ideologue, right? You would say that certainly, right? So like to have an attack on me from the left, it's got to be personal as opposed to ideological. But that's all I could tell is that this is a leftist community that has a large might just be, I don't know how many people are involved at all, but like it definitely has a large trans element.
You think so? You think it's somebody with with being part of that community?
Yeah, 100%. I think this is like I fucking hate this because this makes somebody like Mr. Girl say about transl culture. I'm like,
yeah,
I'm sick of this transl culture after all. Get the fuck out of here, dude. Oh, dude. Okay, so that's the thing. I was like, God damn you, fuck you, dude. Now I got to be friends with all of the liberals. Like all the center left people. I guess I'm going to be hanging out with now. So what's up? What are you doing?
Well, I'm just trying to make heads or tails of this drama that's going on, and I thought it would be I don't know. I always get like a good laugh out of watching like these interactions and stuff, but yeah, I don't know. I have no idea about this drama. Somebody is in my DMs yelling it's no comment chick. Somebody's in my DMs yelling it's Nine Tails. Somebody
it's not. Yeah, I mean it's I wouldn't throw out accusations like that because I have no reason to believe that it's no comment chick for sure.
All these fucking literal fucking nobodies trying desperately to retain some level of clout or relevancy. No comment chick and that fucking, what is it, Nine Tails person. Tragic. I don't even know if it's them, so I can't speak to that. Some people find it really difficult to accept that they're not cut out for streaming and they're not going to make it and they're not really going to get anywhere with it. But then a few Oilers just kind of like keep their career on life support, to the point where they're not really doing it and making much money doing it. The Phantom Zoners. Yes, I like that. That's a good term. The Phantom Zoners. That's a base term for that.
And I certainly wouldn't think it's Nine Tails because I have no evidence for that. Like it's just not, I don't like, let's not like repeat James's mistake.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm just saying there are people in my DMs like yelling all sorts of things. And I think right now the safest assumption is like probably assume that it's a troll right now trying to get a reaction out of a bunch of streamers. That's kind of what I assume. Sure. Yeah.
Sure. I think the reality is it's probably unknowable. But I took a special note about the lack of transphobia because I'm telling you, it literally never happens. It never is. Transphobia is usually like the first thing they go to.
Sorry. I'm sorry to hear that.
I mean, you probably could guess that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even in the most progressive spaces, you'll find like there are elements of bigotry that come out. So yeah,
especially from this community, especially from the Chud Logic community, you'll find the most bigotry of all coming out of this community right here. We are the bigots. We are the bigots that sleep under your bed, that live in your walls, that live in your wardrobe, that whisper racial slurs to you whilst you sleep.
But yeah, I guess I'll watch the rest of this and see how it goes. And I think probably the only way I could envision this being cleared up is if we got like James from the internet and you and President Sunday into a call.
Based.
I think that's the only way that
Stardust drama farming based.
Possibly President Sunday would find himself being satisfied and in coming to like a reasonable conclusion.
The only possible way we can deal with this is to get the three of you that now hate each other into a call. I love it.
Through all of this, but
now that would be
content. That James is in surgery or something this weekend or something like that.
Well, okay, so like, yeah, I mean, he has some medical shit going on, but I doubt James wants to talk about this. Like he might be mad at me that I'm still being pissy about it. But
yeah, James, to be fair to James, he probably wants to move on from the mistake as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
But yeah, it might just be, I don't know if he's having health issues, I just certainly don't want to disturb him, but it might be worth like clearing up at some point in the future when things have died down a bit or something like that. Because I don't like to see it, and I don't think President Sunday is particularly.
I think that from what I understand, I've not watched it all. I've only seen bits and pieces here and there and seen my Discord talking about it. My understanding of James's biggest issue with that whole drama was that he wasn't just wrong, but he was kind of confidently wrong. So what James did, he got information that this person called Ellen DeGenerate was doing this funny business, fucking about, but apparently that was fake and it wasn't actually Ellen DeGenerate, and he, went on stream and talked about it, but apparently it was a fake account. So yeah, that's all I know. But yeah, being confidently wrong about something is always going to be a problem. So yeah,
like aiming at you, like I think he's more like just very stubborn. He's a very stubborn guy. And I don't think he's trying to aim at you from anything other than like personal pride, right? Like he wants to be right about everything, and nobody wants to be the person in the wrong. So so I think he's
willing to do a lot of things in service of his ego, and that's why I say he can't possibly be an ally to anybody.
Well, you never know. There are a lot of allies who have character flaws, right? But
but not being able to take criticism is a pretty big strike against anybody's allyship.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'll think about it some more for sure, and I'll watch the rest of this video and see how it goes. Yeah. Okay. But if you have any other questions for me, or if you feel like I'm missing anything, let me know. I'm always happy to talk. So yeah.
All right, sounds good. I appreciate the time.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. See ya. Bye. So President Sunday did leak one of my friends' DMs, and I didn't like that. I don't know if you guys know Boots, okay? But I don't think
oh yeah,
I don't think it's right that he has been going after DK and Chud Logic and using Boots as a way to do that. I don't think that's right. And to use Boots as...
By the way, the ally thing is... So first of all, before we get to that, okay? The ally thing is total fucking bullshit, okay? I don't agree with it. I think we're past the age of allyship, okay? I don't give a shit about you. I don't give a shit about anything, okay? I just care about my own pocket. That's all I care about now, okay? The ally thing is out the fucking window, okay? If anything, I'm an enemy to minorities from now on. I'm an enemy. Don't consider me an ally. Consider me an enemy, okay? But secondary to that, in relation to this stuff here, I don't believe in allies. Just give me money based. So this is true, and this is something that I was, aware of in the background. But basically, President Sunday, in his attacks on DK, which are continuing to this day, for some reason, leaked DMs that he'd had with Boots, and it was in the midst of the drama that was happening back then. And Boots was basically just saying like, hey, DK's doing some stuff which basically I don't even agree with and I think's wrong, but like, can you just calm down a little bit? Like you're getting fucking overboard in how you're going about this. And in the course of that gave some criticisms of DK. So President Sunday leaked these logs which, were about DK, but like weren't relevant to whatever was going on. And it ended up in Boots actually getting some shit. Yeah, exactly. It was like trying to placate him. But then Boots ended up getting shit for like, what? Like, what's Boots got to do with any of this?
Welcome to Chud Nation.
Hey, Zonya. Thank you for the sub.
Just got up. Am I early?
And Boots ended up getting shit from people. There was even an argument in my Discord about whether DK should because, they're an item, whether DK should fucking stay with her over it. And it was like, what the fuck? Like, why are you bringing Boots into this? To the point where, like, Boots is getting attacked publicly. Like, Boots has nothing to do with any of this in a direct way. Literally bringing her into it for no reason. Just because he hates DK. And it's like, I guess anything goes. I guess in that situation, anything goes. And if it somehow harms DK, then it's acceptable to do. And it's exactly the kind of thing I was talking about before, where people will see a woman as an extension of a man and will attack the woman to attack the man because to them, they're just an extension of the man, which is, pretty misogynistic in my opinion. Which, you know, I don't, whatever, but like, don't pretend to be this fucking, you know, super woke dude or whatever if you're going to do shit like that. I don't think. It's fucked up. I don't know. I just thought it was really fucked up. And yeah. You know, it was one of those things that was kind of like, the problem is as well, I only see what people put on my Discord. So I don't see any of President Sunday's tweets on my timeline because he blocked me during the drama. Occasionally he talks shit about me, but I think it's decreased as time has gone on. Recently though, I covered something of his on stream and he came into my chat, and that I think then triggered, I think me talking about him on stream actually perpetuated the drama a bit further, and I think might have even resulted in him leaking these DMs, if I remember the timeline correctly. But yeah. Anyway. I don't like either. I don't really like poly people. I mean, I thought me and poly people were like, you know, not at odds with each other, but then apparently she did a stream talking shit about me. Obviously me and President Sunday aren't, you know, we don't really see eye to eye anymore, let's put it that way. I think President Sunday is an autist who gets super obsessed with people and makes kind of like endless, pointless drama and shit with them, despite presenting himself as a political scientist. So very weird situation. Presenting yourself as a political scientist that's there for fucking smart shit, and then you're there beefing with nobodies on Twitch over nothing. Okay, good one. And poly people is just, you know, an identity, I misspoke, an identity obsessed loser whose entire stream is predicated on finding transphobes and dunking on them, essentially. So I don't really have a dog in the fight, to be honest. I just think everyone's kind of retarded. But yeah, obviously Stardust is trying her best to figure out what's going on, but I don't know if you can untangle it. It's like, number one, a bit complicated in terms of all the lore that's led up to this point. And number two, probably not really worth untangling because it involves a bunch of, you know, Humegalols, essentially, that, I don't know. I just don't think is kind of pointless. But yeah, this has been fun to watch this video. Get a Stardust perspective on it.
As like a weapon in that. I don't think that's right. The monkey from Dora? I thought Boots is a cat's name. That's why I like her, because Boots is cat's name. I think President Sunday is very funny. But yeah, I don't think it's right for him to be going after Boots the way that he has been. Especially, she's not a streamer. DK is not a streamer. You know, I think it's not right to do that. DK makes himself loud enough as a content contributor to be fair game, in my opinion. I guess, yeah, but like Boots shouldn't be dragged into this and stuff, you know. Yeah. And I know he leaked the DMs with him and Boots. When Boots was just trying to be nice to him, he leaked those DMs without any reason to, and I don't think he should have done that.
Kind of like Marx's Paul. You're not a Marx's Paul fan. I don't mind people criticize it, you know. I mean, if people are going to criticize DK, like DK, you know, is a spicy fella, I don't think that's an issue for me. I think it's how far that goes. If you want to say, like, oh, DK's thumbnails are really too provocative and controversial, like, yeah, whatever. But, like, I was getting sent videos of people that had dug up old tweets. Like, someone sent me this edit, and it was, like, old tweets of DK. And I was just like, what is this? Why the fuck are you sending me this? I don't want to see this shit. I don't give a shit about that. You know, it's funny that it was our community that was getting accused of being the ones that are going to go and dig up shit on people. But then it was like DK that was having his old tweets fucking dug through to find shit on him. Do you know what I mean? It's like, well, hang on a second. I thought we were doing that. But it's people that are sort of against us, so to speak. They're the ones that are going and digging through DK's past, actually. You know? But yeah, obviously if DK is like saying or posting certain things, you know, if people want to criticize that, then that's fine. But like, I don't know, it gets a bit, people take it to excessive levels. And I don't think that you could really say that President Sunday's contributions, where he was putting pressure on me to fire DK were particularly constructive or good. And here's the other thing too. I'm not going to fire someone just because some people online are upset about them. No, I'm not interested. And I think I've proven that pretty robustly. So good luck with that. Maybe outrage will get me to act next time. I guess we'll find out, won't we? But it's highly fucking unlikely. You know? You could have logs of DK saying the N-word just for no reason yesterday, repeatedly, and I just shrug my shoulders, okay? That's how fucking committed I am to this principle. So, yeah. There we go. No, I don't care. Listen, what DK does in his free time or whatever, I mean, obviously, yeah, there's some stuff in the Discord. I have to say to him, you know, this is a bit too much. That's a bit too controversial. You know, I don't want you saying that on my Discord and stuff. We had those conversations before, but you know, if he was off privately saying the N-word, I don't give a shit. That's nothing to do with me. I don't fucking care. You know, that's his private time to do whatever the fuck he wants with. What, you know, it's not my business. What matters is like, is he doing what I want him to do with my channel? You know, and if there is a controversy that is causing issues to my channel, like how do we manage that without having to get rid of the guy? Because I don't think I want to get rid of him. Oh, your thumbnails are mean. Good. It gets lots of views. That's what he's there for. You care if he says it publicly? Well, it depends what the circumstances are. If he was like racially abusing someone in my Discord, you know, and calling someone the N-word or something, then, you know, obviously we'd have a conversation about it. And if he kept doing it and it was causing me issues, then yeah, at that point, in terms of like, you know, substantive issues to the money I'm making, then yeah, I'd be like, no, we can't have that anymore. Like if like there was a massive controversy and it was really negatively impacting my channel from him, like, you know, calling people the N-word and being racially abusive, then yeah, that's like another matter entirely, isn't it? Because there's something demonstrable that he's doing that's having a negative, detrimental impact to me. But if it's just people soying out over some stupid memes, then yeah, I don't care. You know? And the thing is, you've got to weigh up is the detriment that's happening and also take into account what it is. Because if people just stop watching because they were soying out about something minor, then there's not much I can really do about that, you know? I don't know, it's like a complicated thing. But as long as DK is doing what I want him to do with the channel, I can't really complain. I can talk to him privately and like sort stuff out, but I'm not, you know, I'm not going to like get rid of him. And the other thing as well that people don't realize is DK, what if he was an active member of the KKK and only knew about it and no one were able to find out? Would you still keep him? Yes. Yes, I would. You know, I mean, I would, if it got publicly released, I mean, I don't know. He would have to be doing something in his duties that I expect from him as my editor to edit my stuff. He would have to be doing something where I'm like, well, this is having an impact. Like if he was doing thumbnails and it was all racist titles and stuff, at that point, I'd have to be like, come on, mate. Like, you know, I know you're letting it affect your work here. What's going on? And then if it didn't change, then yeah, eventually we'd have to part ways, obviously. I think it's all very contextual. It depends what is actually happening. What if he were a lolicon artist as a hobby? Again, that's his free time to do what he wants with. If he started doing lolicon images on my thumbnails, then yeah, obviously I'd have to say, you know, knock it off. And then if he didn't, I'd say, well, for some reason, you cannot seem to stop drawing lolicon on my thumbnails. It's not what I want. And you're not stopping doing it, so we got to part ways. It seems like your artistic vision for my channel is differing from mine to the point where we can no longer work together. This is, yeah, leftoids want to go after individual cases of racism instead of deconstructing the racism factory. That's actually a really good way of looking at it. I like that. What if it ends up having a long-term knock-on effect of your channel, kind of like a frog in boiling water? Well, the thing is I've got control over what I say and what I do on stream. All that happens is DK presents it in the most provocative way to get the most clicks. So, I'm still making, the content that's going on there is still my content. It's presented provocatively. You know, but I don't know if it's like something that would have a long-term effect on the channel. I mean, if they were like, I don't know what you mean. What long-term effect would it have on the channel? It's still my core content that's going up. It just gets presented in the most provocative way sometimes to get clicks. And that's just the nature of the beast. You know, you have to present videos in a provocative way in order to get clicks. We're a 20k sub YouTube channel. We don't have hundreds of thousands of subs to rely on. We've got to try and get people through the door, so to speak. So sometimes, yeah, the thumbnails end up being a bit spicy and a bit provocative. What if DK was President Sunday? Well, I would presume, based on President Sunday's channel, that our artistic visions do not align, and therefore we wouldn't be able to work together anyway. It wouldn't matter if they were a crazy leftoid. If there was some crazy leftoid, but they still did what I expected and, you know, made the channel thrive, then yeah, that would be fine. It's all about the channel. Is the channel working as it should? If there's a problem, are we working on fixing things and moving things forward? If so, I'm generally going to be happy with that. Anyway.
Boots is my editor, and so I don't like it when people do that to her. And yeah, I just don't think, I don't think it's right.
Basically, our channel went through a really, we started off kind of good. We then went through this period of like really thriving drama, that was really good for the channel. And things have been ticking along, but there was like this kind of dip as some of the content went off and some of the YouTube videos maybe weren't hitting quite where we needed to. I think maybe there were even some changes in the algorithm. I don't know the ins and outs of it, but DK has just been diligently working through all this time to the point where last month now we've got the most views in a month we've ever gotten, which is 540,000 views. So, it's one of those things where you kind of have got to take the peaks and troughs and what happens, and over time eventually you'll get more peaks, and then hopefully eventually gets to a point where it's in a really good position and it kind of just sustains once you get enough subscribers. But when you've only got 20,000 subscribers, like, you know how difficult it is to get consistent like viewership on a 20,000 sub YouTube channel? It's fucking hard work, and the stuff that you drop and you're like, this is going to be a banger piece of content that people are going to eat up, and it's like, 4,000 or 5,000 views, which sounds good, but you need to get more than that to sustain a decent amount of money earning on the YouTube channel. Does that make sense? Whereas, and ideally you want to be getting, 9,000-10,000 views minimum on that sort of subscriber level so that you can actually, get some good ad revenue coming in off of that.